Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you everyone for popping in here this morning. I received a call from Don Tanner over here at RealComp MLS, and he wanted to get the take on some of the market statistics and what's going on here in the first quarter of the year. And I thought this would be a great opportunity to bring it live to the public in real time because I know all of you have questions about what's going on here in the market. So I'll run through just a couple statistics, and then I know Don's got some questions to extrapolate on, and we'll take it from there. So good morning, Don. Thanks for having me.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. So market statistics, just to kind of go through what we're seeing here in the market. Everyone's talking about how crazy and how wild this real estate market is right now and sort of what's going on year over year. And RealComp is so great about sharing their content and their stats with us, and they make my job pretty easy in that regard. So I appreciate that, Don, for you guys putting this content out there. The pending sales are one of the things that I really want to focus on, because when we're looking at year over year sales data, this is like one of the most significant increases that we've seen. And I think this really helps drive it home and translate for the consumer what's really going on in the market, is that pending sales, homes under contract, have increased 182% on residential homes and over 293% for condo homes. This is from April of 2020 to April of 21. So that is a huge increase in homes that are under contract. And at the same time, we have noticed an inventory decrease of over 50%. So that means that the homes coming on the market, there's less of them to choose from. It's actually 53.7% less homes available in inventory. And that's quite a significant change from what we've seen from even this time last year. And so what that's done is, when you see these great number of homes that are currently under contract and the inventory levels dramatically decreased, that will only do one thing. When you have sincere demand for property, then you're going to see also an uptick in the average sales price. So in our local market, we've seen average sales prices change in 12 months from an average of $190,000 to $229,000. So you're really seeing aggressive pricing coming about, and those are some significant changes. That's up 18%, a little over 18% from this time last year, if you're doing the math on that. So these numbers are going back as all-time record indicators since 2003. So to have over an 18% increase, we haven't seen those kind of numbers in, almost a decade, a couple decades. Oh my God. Are we that old? Okay. All right. We've been around that long. Yeah. I was there for that one too in the market. So the average days on market, this is what everyone talks about, how fast properties are selling and how quickly these houses are going under contract. So the average days on market has gone down by 51%. So from an average of 62 days or 2 months on market to 30 days on market, a month on the market. And this is the lowest average days on market we've seen in this marketplace in over 18 years. So I've been in business 20 years and this is the lowest that they've seen in 18. So I guess these are some highlights, from what's going on in the market. Really significant numbers. Year over year, they're looking at here for year over year change in new listings received, residential and condos. So new listings, an overall change of 173%. These are like just some shocking quick facts as to what's going on in the market. And I know that when people experience this real estate market and they hear about these numbers, they want to talk about real world applications and what does that mean. And Don has some questions and want to answer those questions for the consumer. So
Yeah, excuse me. Yes, absolutely. Some incredible statistics, and the likes of which we haven't seen in a long, long time. So, from a perspective for home buyers and home sellers, we'll start with buyers first of all. What is your best advice now for buyers, and why?
yeah, best advice for buyers right now is have extra money above and beyond your down payment and your closing costs, because what we're noticing is that with this kind of an increase in a year over year change, appraisals are a chronic problem right now. So the demand is outweighing what can be justified on paper. Appraisals are a result of historical sales data, not an indicator of active competition and what people are paying above and beyond. So for buyers to win in this market, literally had this conversation yesterday. Come prepared with a chunk of cash above and beyond what you would have for your down payment and for your closing costs. For an example, I just sold a home that was on the market a weekend. We listed it for 200,000 and it sold for 225. Reasonably, other homes in the area were, showing on the appraisal and comparable sales data, maybe around 205, 210. A buyer was willing to bring extra cash above and beyond what it might appraise for. So when I say bring significant cash above and beyond what it may appraise for, that's how you're going to position yourself for a win. And your agent should be hosting conversations with you about how to structure those offers that are comfortable for you financially, and that will give you some flexibility and some options in how you want to structure outside of that for the win.
Yeah, so absolutely competitive out there right now. Almost like being an actor or an actress, you have to be prepared for disappointment at times, but and some patience, I would imagine.
Oh, that too, Don, 100%. That's a great point to bring up. Is that, yes, get ready. You can do your homework in advance by maybe attending some open houses, cruising some neighborhoods, checking online for what might be available. But be prepared that that house that you set your sights on when you got the idea to list your house might not be the house that you end on, at the end of the day. And you might need to make offers on a couple different properties before one has, some stickiness to it.
Right.
And for your home.
What about on the seller's side? It's obviously a seller's market right now. How do you work with sellers and advise them in this incredible, crazy marketplace?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked, because that is one of the toughest things that we're dealing with right now. Is we have this hesitation in the market for sellers to list their home, because where are they going to go next if they sell their current home, right? So the advice for sellers is, like I said, same thing for buyers. Do your homework and sort of get a general idea that you have peace of mind you can get into the next space, whatever that next space is. If it means renting, if it means you've got the equity and you're in a financial position to be able to do that. But to give peace of mind, it's having faith that it can be done. That's the first thing in this. We help home buyers and sellers every single day do this all the time. This is what we do for a living. Having a plan B for yourself, so that if you end up moving out and the other house isn't quite ready yet, or you're found in a temporary housing space, have a plan B for that. And then occupancy is another big issue. Is it typically takes 30 to 45 days to close on a transaction, and then what? So we're finding a lot of home sellers holding over up to 60 days post closing. So 30 days for closing plus 60 days thereafter. So in all reality, from the point you get a deal on your house, you've got about 90 days before you're going to have to vacate. And it just comes down to, leveling expectations that, hey, look, you're going to sell your home for probably more than you would have ever thought, but be prepared on the other side to, make some sort of sacrifice for those extra dollars that you've, just received for the sale.
Yeah, we hear when a home goes up for sale, there may be in a very short period of time, anywhere from 10 to 75 or 80 potential showings. I would imagine one of the main things you're doing right now is helping sellers navigate through all of the offers that they may be to find the right offers for them.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I want to talk about that too. I got I can go two ways with this about the showings and then navigating the offers. So I think that reason we're seeing such an uptick in the number of showings on these reports, that we're showing because we can track all that, is because of low inventory. So, if we had more homes for people to choose from, the ratios would go down, so that's what's really driving that up. Plus, there's a combination factor in this too, which is the intangible about love where you live in this COVID environment has never been more paramount than it is right now. But yes, when you have, going back to the advice for home sellers, heads up, you will be getting much more traffic through your house than what would have been considered normal, because you are the needle in the haystack, and that is going to really drive traffic because of the low inventory. So a lot of home sellers were having to have those preparation conversations about, really just get out of town for the weekend, take the dog. It's going to be in your best interest to not deal with the aggravation of the volume of showings that you're going to have in controlling that traffic. So from that point, yes, we are definitely filtering through a volume of offers most commonly in that weekend. And that's why I say advice to buyers, if you want to win, you better be the pick of the litter, because you'll have one shot, and we're helping the sellers make the best decisions for themselves at that time.
Right. And so one final area I wanted to go through with you, Michelle, is kind of your outlook as we move through spring into summer. What are your Nostradamus predictions, if that's possible? Will things change? What do you foresee happening over the next several months?
Yeah. So, I love real estate. I could talk for days about this. You definitely called the right girl to have this conversation. So thanks. So what do I see happening? I think this fast pace is going to continue through the summer. I don't see a reason for it to stop. The pinch is coming from a lot of directions, including, the cost of lumber and new construction, the timetable to wait. Also with new construction, a lot of people don't have that luxury to pay the premium prices for building right now, nor do they have the luxury to wait for, the trades and supply chain right now for how long that's taking on new construction.
Right.
So that's going to be a pinch. I do see that fast pace continuing. And I know that there's like this talk about, people say, hurry up and sell your house because we've got this impending foreclosure, stuff coming up in the moratoriums. We're going to be coming off. But I think the reality is, because home values have increased so much in such a short amount of time, the people that did mortgage forbearance or took advantage of that opportunity, and that bill is going to come due in full for a lot of these people that didn't pay their mortgages. I think, a lot of real estate agents are seeing it like, oh, there's going to be more inventory coming on. Yeah, there'll be a little bit more inventory coming on for the people that are in financial hardship for that. However, those sellers have equity. Mm-hmm. Those sellers still have a large supply of buyers. They're still in high demand. I don't see that the financial hardship seller is going to be a huge negative impact to this crazy frenzy, market that we're in. It's going to be more of a slow trickle where, buyers are going to say, finally, at least I have a couple more options. And by a couple, I mean, 3 or 4 more. Exactly. So I don't think it's going to be a big fear factor going in through the end of the year. I think it's still, we're just going to continue on with this clip. Interest rates are still low. They're not really going much anywhere right now. Mm-hmm. And just, hold on to your hat, save your money, make a plan, and you'll be okay.
We appreciate it. We'll continue to watch the market with you. And on behalf of Real Comp, we appreciate having the conversation.
No, I appreciate you guys supplying the data. This is it's eye candy for me when I read this stuff. So thank you. I appreciate it, Don.
Thank you.